it is important we start this conversation about gender equality. And like the theme for this year, it says balance for better.
When we were celebrating the International Women's Day.
Yes, yes, it is very, very important we look into all of these conversations and see how women and men will be treated in the same, way wherever it is that they are operating everywhere in the world. Today on the show, we'll be talking about gender equality, and we have our guest already seated. Her name is Florence Carl Ogu. She is a family life therapist. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, when we saw that feature, it was talking about, different things women face all over the world, and including men, and why gender equality is very important. But I'd like you to, give us a very quick definition. What exactly is gender equality?
Okay, I like to use, like you said, definition. So when you say gender, we are talking about the gender difference in that male or female, and equality is the same. It's the same. So it means treating human beings as the same, whether you are male or female. So that's just it. And really, I'm excited that we are talking about this because over the years, we have suffered a lot. Yeah, I'm sure during the course of the discussions, we'll touch a little bit on how tradition has really regulated the girl child or the woman to the back seat. And the truth is, it's taking a lot of time to reconfigure or recalibrate our brains, okay, to get us back to how it's supposed to be. So basically, gender equality is to treat humans the way they are based on their strengths and understanding their weaknesses also. Do you understand? Because we need to consider that also. When you say treat human beings the way they are, you're going to consider their strengths and their weaknesses. So treat people how they should be without restricting one for the other because you think one is inferior to the other.
It reminds me of this popular saying that you treat someone the way you
want to be treated.
But then I think I would like to change it to the fact that you actually treat people the way they want to be treated and not how you want to be treated.
Yes, because your way may not be what they want. Yes.
Okay, you talked about traditions and beliefs changing the mindset of people when it has to do with gender equality. I think I am curious to know more about that.
Yes.
Okay, so over the years we've had situations where parents will say that it is a waste to send a girl child to school. It's a waste. So, for instance, we are 6, and my parents have 4 girls. The truth is, if you ask my dad over and over, he would say that he wants 6 girls now. But I'm sure it was not the same back then. So we just have this thing where, in fact, there was a particular time people were saying that, okay, there was a particular advert that went on. I don't want to mention that, and they said it's another girl. It's another girl, and when it was finally a boy, they said, now it's a boy.
Wow.
Do you get?
Yes,
so we have things like that, and you don't know what it does to the female child psychologically in a home where you have 6 girls already, and the boy finally comes in, and the girls are neglected.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it's something that has affected us over the years, and I think that if you check some of our mothers these days, you will realize that some of them are carrying over the anger of their teenage stage. The fact that we have so many of them that wanted to be professionals. They were never professionals. They only became professional cooks, not even working in the 5-star hotel.
Wow.
They were just very good at the kitchen, or in the kitchen, doing stuff like that. So tradition has affected a lot, affected our belief. It has made it look as if the female child is only good for producing children, giving birth to children, and cooking. I like to say that the kitchen is meant for human beings and not just for the woman.
Yes, I was waiting for you to say that.
I have 2 kids, and I'm telling my boy, if you don't enter the kitchen, you will be hungry. I won't say you will die of hunger, but you will really be hungry. So if we get to that point where we know that you go into the kitchen when you need to eat, not just for the woman. So you are done eating, you go do the dishes, you go drop your plate in the sink and wash it when you're supposed to. Don't wait for your sister to do that. So if we now consciously begin to change what has been so far, but those days it was like that. So the men will go to the farm while the women will stay at home, taking care of the children. And so some of them were only good at home, not at the farm. And if they had to go to the farm, there were some things that were naturally not for the woman to do. And it made some of them mentally lazy. So this has affected us unconsciously over the years. And some of those mothers gave birth to us. So even when they were raising us, somewhere in their mind, they were raising us that way. So Florence, there are certain things you cannot do because it's not woman-like.
Yes, yes. Talking about certain things that we cannot do because it's not woman-like, it brings me to, the conversation when people are talking about strengths and weaknesses of a woman and a man. Okay, now let's talk about the thin line between the conversation of gender equality and feminism.
Okay.
Because I know that anytime somebody goes on social media and says something about gender equality, she's a feminist. Okay. And there's this, how do I put it now, a negative aura around feminism. Before we go on about gender equality, I need you to, shed more light. What exactly is it that we call that word, feminism?
I think what has been defined as feminism is such that women begin to feel like they can do everything a man can do and they do not need a man in their life. So the balance is to say that everybody have their place in everybody's life. The truth is a woman knows when she needs a man and a man knows when he needs a woman. So what we call feminism these days is women coming out to say most likely or in a subtle manner saying they are better than the men. I hope you know it. So that's what people are defining as feminism, but that's not it. That's not what it should be.
Definition.
The truth is nobody is better than the other person. Do you get? So we may want to say that feminism may just be fighting for your right, fighting for the woman right to say we have a voice, we're not voiceless, but not saying that we are louder. I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
It's to seek balance. But what we see sometimes, and that's why people have redefined it, is to say that they are saying that they don't need men. They're saying that they are better than the men. We are not better, neither are we less than the men.
I really like that we're talking about this because there was a period where I heard they say a lady or a female child should not go to school. The male child should go to school because at the end of the day, she's going to get married to a male child.
And end up in the kitchen.
Exactly.
And end up in the
there's
kitchen.
No reason for her to have education. But then I think people are getting informed right now about this issue, and you'd find out that women are beginning to break into sectors that they felt it was just for the male child. Exactly. But then I would really want for you to emphasize on the importance of having this knowledge and understanding about gender equality.
Okay, strangely, you mentioned something that people are beginning to be aware that female children should be educated. Strangely, it has not gone round. Some people, we have the 21st century parents that still have that mindset. Now, their own may not be such that, say, the girl child doesn't go to school. It's the fact that they unconsciously restrict the girl child. So I call this generation the packaged or the civilized, archaic and traditional generation.
Oh, wow.
So we still have that mindset, actually. So if you see a regular young couple and all that, and they are having all female, guess what? Somewhere in their mind,
They're waiting
for a male
child.
not because they want to have the experience of parenting a male child, but because they feel like the marriage or the family is not complete without a male child. That's the truth. It's happening now. I've been doing this for about 11 years, and I must say that I have come across so many people, and I'm wondering, where are we going to? We are blaming our parents, but we are only doing the same thing, just in a more civilized way. And our own is more dangerous. They did their own in the village, and a lot of people didn't have access to it. But we are doing our own. We have social media, we have the likes. So our ignorance is even being transferred to the world, which is making it more dangerous. Okay, so just to answer your question, I think the problem is the fact that we know what the truth is. We are just shying away from it. How can you not educate a girl child? Who am I? I'm female. I was speaking to my dad the other day, telling him about, he wanted me to do something. I was telling him about my itinerary. And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't have my daughter again. And all that. I said, well, I hope you know your daughter is also married and has her own family now. But each time I look at him, it feels like he should have done more. So I like to use myself as an example. I had my own background. I had my issues. When I wrote my first book, I had to literally dedicate it to the girl child because I knew of some of the things I went through and what females out there are going through. So the truth is, maybe some of us will have to go and sit with our forefathers if they are still alive. Or those old people and ask them the importance. Some of them are having in fact, they are soaking themselves in regrets now because they didn't do that. You should educate the girl child. The economy will rise faster. We saw it in the documentary.
Yes.
We rise faster. Female are wonderful. We're not saying we are superior to the men, but trust me, we have a magical touch to everything.
Yes.
That's the truth. Put a woman in charge of an affair.
And it will
wonders. That is not to say that some women are using it negatively. Yeah. So because they recognize the female power, they use it negatively. But we have good women out there, even in the home. There are certain decisions that the man needs to take and just run it through the woman. The woman gives a flavor to it. And when he does it, it turns out to be the way it should be. Yes. Imagine that her IQ was killed. Imagine that she was not given the capacity to think. So when you don't educate a woman, you have destroyed the future. That's the truth. Because this same woman will spend time with the children. I am not saying that they should spend more time or the men should not spend time. But whether we like it or not, there's something that happens because the spending of time starts from the womb. You're going to carry the child for 9 months and there are certain things you're supposed to be speaking to the child. And it will affect the child. So we are saying that parenting starts from the womb. But at that time, the child is in my womb, not in your own womb as a man.
Yes.
You impregnated me, but you're not the one carrying the pregnancy. So if I am not educated, I hope you know that education is not about going to school.
It is,
so my brain is expanded. I can think. I know what to confess to my child. I know what to say about my child. If I don't do that, the only thing I will be saying is the fact that I see the condition where I don't do. You get it? So education is exposure.
I'm sorry, I really need you to, translate because of some of our international.
Yeah, it means this is the condition I am now. This is what you have put me, and I'm pregnant. I don't even know what to do with my life again. But when you are educated, it means you are exposed. You know that pregnancy is a phase. You know that in the next 9 months, you're going to bring out the baby, but every day in that 9 months counts. So it takes a woman that is exposed, that is educated, that is literate, to say certain things to the child, which will also have effect on the child. So just imagine.
I don't know, but it is actually, very, very alarming.
Yeah.
Hearing some people say some certain things about the female child at this age this 21st century,
yes.
where it goes like, we thank God for social media, but some people use it,
wrongly.
They use it very negatively, and they go on social media saying different things like, you have to be relegated to the kitchen, no matter how much education you've gotten in school. Room. Thank you very much. Or the other room, as they say. And it isn't fair. And I feel like it is affecting a lot of women psychologically. Day by day. So I need to ask you, what can be done?
What more?
What more can be done? Because, we know the power of awareness. We know the power of education. We know that every day we need to keep drumming it and singing into everybody's ears that gender equality is a reality and we must achieve it. But what more can we do?
Okay, I think the first thing is for us to go back to our women. A lot of ladies, a lot of women are battling low self-esteem now because of what has been done so far. So that's why we have some people empowering the women to say that get to know who you are first. And who you are has little or nothing to do with your name, your identity. So when women begin to consciously take their place, we are in a society where, to a large extent, people will not give you what you deserve. They will only give you what you demand. However, your demand has to be intentional. So women will have to make intentional demands henceforth. So you also need to stand up and work and do what you're supposed to do. You need to create that space for yourself. So women will have to do that because it's a whole lot. If you meet an average young man now, when you hear them talk, when they want to get married, it's because they want a good food. And I like to say that if you want a good food, you need a cook and not a wife. If you want to eat better in the other room, then you need, you need a peer, not a wife. You get it? So this is the mindset over the years, and it will take time for us to get back on track. So that's why I said that the people that feel affected should be the ones that will take the bull by the horn. So women will begin to take their place. Really, like I said, not in trying to be a man. Equality is to be good at who you are.
And what you do.
And what you do.
Yes.
So women will begin to do that. It starts with them, really. I can't begin to say now that women should carry themselves and begin to campaign on the streets or say, you must give us our rights. We've done that over the years. We have human rights activists.
Okay.
Do you get?
Yes, that's really, I like the fact that you are stating that you stand up for yourself as a woman.
Yes.
It's not just, it's not saying you will be greater or be better, but you should
be
just
yourself.
equality, be yourself. Thank you so much. I'm sure you testify that it's been an interesting conversation.
Do you like the video you just watched? Then you should click on the like button and move over to click on the subscribe button. Also, you should click on the bell to get notified anytime we drop amazing episodes of Tea or Coffee for you. Adios.